So if you find a tree in your collection that has aphids on it, the first thing I would do would be to isolate it so it doesn't allow spread to any other trees nearby. So this is a small pine that I've got in development. It's growing in a pond basket at the moment to help build up the roots of the tree, and I've put some initial wire to style some of the branches. I've noticed on the needles here that there's aphids throughout the tree, so I've pulled it to the other side of the garden. If you find aphids on one tree, there's a good chance you'll find them on others, so thoroughly check all the trees nearby. So you can see the aphids here on the needles themselves. So I'm going to manually remove these aphids. You see, you just run your fingers and they come right off. Manually removing the aphids and making sure we don't damage the needles as we're doing so is one of the most effective ways to control the infestation. So I've gone through the tree and I've removed as many of the aphids as I could find manually. I've been really careful not to damage the needles and the buds as I've gone through. However, there are still going to be aphids on there and there's going to be eggs on there that will hatch and the infestation will continue. So next I'm going to apply an insecticide to really get on top of the rest of the aphid population. So it doesn't really matter what insecticide you use so long as you pick one that targets the type of insect that you want to get rid of. So in my case, I've got aphids on this tree. I've got this from my garden centre. It's got aphid treatment on it, so that's going to do the trick. The key with applying insecticides is because there's eggs that are going to hatch, you need to apply 2 doses. You do it once to kill as many of the insects as you can, and then after 7 to 14 days you reapply because any eggs will hatch and more aphids will need to be tackled. So that's what we're going to do. What I'm trying to bear in mind with this is I don't want to fill up the soil with insecticides because I don't want to. The thing with using insecticides is that they can kill off good and bad bugs. To the best of my ability, I'm going to try and keep this stuff out of the pot and keep it focused on the foliage. And I'm doing it away from my other plants and other bonsai trees. So I'm just going to try and get coverage on all sides of the needles. Make sure all of the aphids on the plant are targeted. Okay, and finally the instructions on the bottle say that the tree shouldn't be kept in direct sunlight. So I'm going to take this thing, put it in a shady spot, and then we'll repeat this after 14 days and hopefully all the aphids should be gone. Thanks a lot.